Peace, divine ones. So today is day 9, and we are in the last quarter moon cycle. And I just wanted to check in with everyone today and talk a little bit about prayer. Now, we know that people who have faith and trust in a higher power will tell you that prayer is powerful, right? Prayer, to me, is a power of thought and intention, and I believe that it does affect the material world. When you pray, those prayers go somewhere, right? Um, However, there are some in the spiritual community that believe that praying is begging. I don't agree, but there are some people who feel that way. And I feel that they might feel that way because of the religious connotations behind it. Um, you're in a supplicant, you're in a position of supplication maybe, and so they might feel that because you're imploring God or the universe that you are begging. But as far as even the East, when people pray, they end it with "it is done," which is why in the Psalmic Prayer I use Ashe at the end, because Ashe means "let it be done" or "it is done." I also used Amen because I wanted to bring the West and East together in this prayer, in this proclamation, right? Um, why did I name it the Psalmic Prayer, you're probably wondering? Well, because the prayer is based on particular Psalms, which is stated in there, right? And really, what is the book of Psalms? Many believe, especially in the Hoodoo faith, that the book of Psalms is a book of spells, and it's used as a book of spells. It's not only the Hoodoos. I remember some Masons used Psalms as a book of spells as well. So in many different uh, spiritual paths, the book of Psalms is viewed as a book of spells. And really, when you get down to it, when you pray, you are trying to cast a spell. You want to utter words and conscious thoughts to change your reality. I feel it's important to align yourself with your prayer. So, how might that look? Well, in the instance of this Psalmic prayer, which is a prayer for reparations, one way that we can align ourselves with the prayer is by researching our genealogy, right? That's certainly one way to do that. Most nations have a national archive with birth and death records, census records, marriage records, etc. So you can start there to be more in alignment with this prayer for reparations. Because if, let's say, our our stand for reparations ever comes into a court system, they're going to want to know, well, what proof do you have that you are a descendant of slaves? What's your genealogy? Can you trace your lineage back to a descent to slavery, right? So that would be one way to be in alignment with your prayer for reparations. So when you back up your prayer with action, it tells the universe or God that you are collaborating to achieve a specific outcome. So let's go over some of the verbiage in the Psalmic prayer, right? And really, the Psalmic prayer can be seen as an incantation. Now, beginning in the Psalmic Prayer, it says, Most High God. And for those of us who are more, who are dealing more with spirituality as opposed to religion, Most High God may not mean the same thing. Most High could mean the highest version of yourself. That could be the Most High, right? Ancient of Days, same thing, right? Especially if you're dealing with ancient spirituality or Eastern spirituality. Ancient of Days could be the all in all, what we would call, some would call that Allah. And there's so many different names for that higher power that those of us who have some sort of a belief system or some sort of a spiritual system are convinced of, right? And it says, We come before you as descendants of those who were bound in chains. Now, coming before someone or presenting yourself to someone does not necessarily mean that you're begging them, right? You are making a stand. You are coming before the universe to declare something. And in this case, you're declaring proclamations or, I don't know, you're declaring proclamations or utterances, right, for this prayer for reparations. And the prayer is based on Psalm 30. There's a couple of Psalms in there. There's Psalm 35, which says, Contend, O Lord, with those who contend with me, fight against those who fight against me. And we know that there's been an injustice and an oppression in our communities. We see other groups getting reparations, but we keep getting passed over for reparations, right? And that is not fair. That is not just. So Psalm 35 talks about contending with those who contend with us, fighting against those who fight against us. Psalms 94 goes into, Shall the throne of iniquity, which devises evil by law, have fellowship with you? You know, many of these court systems will say, God is our judge or something to that effect. But a God of justice does not um, devise evil with those who does not have fellowship, does not have fellowship with those who devise evil and call it a law, right? And by law, what they're saying is that we don't deserve reparations. Pull yourselves up by your bootstraps and all this other nonsense. They're mocking us, basically. And God is not to be mocked. The universe is not to be mocked, right? Because karma exists. Karma is real. Psalms 109 says, Let the accuser stand at his right hand, the right hand of God, which we know again goes into justice being served. Let their memory be cut off from the earth. Who are they in that sentence? Their memory be cut off. Those would be the oppressors, the ones who are telling lies. They're teaching lies in classrooms. They're telling lies in justice courtrooms and in Capitol buildings that's supposed to be upholding the law. They are lawless, really, is what they are. And a lot of them have taken our own spirituality, African spirituality, and used it against us while giving us religion, you know. So it goes on to say in the prayer, let every curse spoken over our lineage be broken. Let every structure built on stolen labor be shaken. Let every tongue that speaks lies about our worth be silenced. Those are really strong words. Definitely not in a posture of begging. So, like I said, today is day 9 for me for this 40-day campaign for the Psalmic Prayer. And I've seen such blessings so far, wonderful shifts. Things are really looking positive, even on a personal level. So if you haven't started the 40-day prayer campaign, I would urge you to do that, not only for the collective, but also for yourself, because you are a part of the collective. So by serving others, you're also serving yourself, right? And at the end of the prayer, we say, in the name of the righteous judge, the one who delivers the captive and breaks every chain of empire, Amen and Ashe. So let it be done, let it be, so may it be, that we get these reparations in a swift manner. If you like this content, please don't forget to smash that like button, leave a comment, and share with someone you love. Also subscribe for more content continuing with this 40-day prayer campaign. I am Amari Divine. Thank you so much for listening. Peace and Ashe.